Hi, I'll be discussing Unilever's background and history. Unilever is one of the largest fast-moving consumer goods companies in the world. 165,000 people globally produce brands that are sold in 190 countries and used by 2 billion people daily. In the 1890s, William Hesketh Lever, founder of Lever Brothers, wrote down his ideas for Sunlight Soap, which is obviously discontinued in this contemporary time. The company's headquarters has previously alternated between London and Rotterdam, but starting in 2020, Unilever will only have British employees. Next is the objectives of the company. Firstly, to determine the factors that affect sales of the Unilever. In the areas of food, personal care, and home care products, Unilever's global revenue in 2002 was estimated to be around 48,760 million euro dollars. Unilever's cost inflation is running at more than 20% this year, compared to 14 to 15% at Nestle. Unilever said prices vary by category and market, and not all consumers were experiencing the 12.5% hike. Next objective is to identify the problems caused by the decreases in sales, Unilever in some years. These are the problems that caused. Firstly is the dependence of the company on its retailer and distributor. Next is the long-term impact of inflation. Unilever is having a hard time maintaining its prices and margins. Unsurprisingly, Unilever's business is suffering. The company's 2016 fourth quarter sales reported in January 2017 grew 2.2%, which was lower than the analyst expectations of 2.8%. The next objective is to analyze and provide alternative solutions to the given problem of the company. The alternative solutions for the problem are the following: effective inventory management. Unilever has an annual sales of over 40 billion pesos. It is a must for the company to have a comprehensive data visual representation of each product under each corresponding category. With this, the company can apply effective inventory management. And lastly, sales monitoring system. Unilever may enhance revenues by streamlining the sales processes through the use of sales monitoring. By monitoring this, Unilever can track how well its products and services are received. And that will be all. Thank you.
Let us move on to the statement of the problem. Unilever is a well-known manufacturer in the whole world. Given the success of the company, behind the success, there are also setbacks that the company faces every year. There are times when the revenue goes down because of some challenges. Just like the data that we have in 2020, Unilever faced a challenge where the revenue went down because of a crisis. This affects various parts of the company. We all know that Unilever relies more on its retailers and distributors. That is why in 2020 it affects the revenues, since that is the peak of COVID, where a lot of establishments are closed. At the end of the year, the sales and revenues of the company went down. The dependency on retailers and distributors is not the only factors that affects the decreasement in the company's sales and revenues. Let us have Charlene to discuss other problems that the company faced that led to the decrease in the sales.
So given the long-term impact of inflation over nearly 10 years, it has also been the cause of Unilever's revenue reduction in the year 2020. In addition, the spread of COVID-19 has caused significant changes in the market's operating environment, wherein the demand for goods and services has decreased significantly during the COVID-19 pandemic, which causes a significant impact on the company's total revenue. Lastly, Unilever's revenue declined in the year 2020 as a result of its hard time maintaining its prices and margin. Given the inflation that the company is experiencing, we can see that Unilever's stronger exposure to emerging markets in food, where cost and margin pressures have been the most intense, can explain some of the discrepancies.
Now moving on to decision criteria and alternative solutions. So based on the given and available information of Unilever, the company had its major setback during the pandemic, specifically in the year 2020, that ultimately led to a decrease in sales and revenue because of the different factors aforementioned in the previous chapter. Therefore, here is the criteria that will be taken into consideration upon the analysis of Unilever's provided data and the suggested alternative solutions. So the first decision criteria is potentially producing new ideas for improving the business. Second, ensuring quality business operations. And lastly, the ease of implementation. So the first suggested alternative solution is the effective inventory management. We all know Unilever has a wide category of product offerings in the market. Considering the vast array of their product variations, it is a must for the company to have a comprehensive data visual representation of each product under each corresponding category it is assigned to in order to efficiently monitor the demand and decipher which of these products will most likely thrive in the years to come. With this, the company can apply effective inventory management using a sales dashboard in Excel to easily identify products and product sales in each corresponding year and category in which they belong. So here are some advantages and disadvantages from the first criteria. So for the advantages, first is that it saves money. Second, it satisfies customers. Third, improves cash flow. Fourth, it tracks inventory from purchase to the sale of goods. And lastly, the inventory turnover. As for the disadvantages, there are only two: changing customer demand and poor processes.
Another alternative is the sales monitoring system. This is also an alternative solution that Unilever can apply to its operations to be able to address the problem. Unilever may enhance revenues by streamlining their sales processes through the use of sales monitoring. Making crucial selling decisions and forecasts can be supported by data visualization, which is an essential component of sales monitoring. The importance of sales monitoring lies in its capacity to both motivate Unilever to make wise gains and to help prevent future losses. Knowing the figures allows them to base their decisions wisely on the numbers that they can already see, eliminating the need to consider speculations. By monitoring sales, Unilever can track how well its products and services are received, and they can make necessary changes. For its advantages, first, we have the stronger sales analysis. It can better understand the potential and perceived worth of all Unilever products and sales possibilities by having some data with every transaction. Next is its simplified tasks. And lastly, insight on offered products in the market. For its disadvantages is we have identified the cost. In a sales monitoring system, there is a need for tools like MS Excel that has a monthly or yearly subscription to attain a legitimate MS Excel license.
Now we have Chapter 4, the recommended solution, implementation, and its justification. In Chapter 3, we were given two solutions to choose from. With the provided alternate solutions, the researchers' recommended solution would be effective inventory management. In execution, the company would hire efficient teams to be in charge of managing and monitoring all the inventories, starting from production to shipment and to shelf display. With over 400 brands under the company and thousands of retailers for the company's product in over 190 countries worldwide, it is hard to keep track with all the products. The company could use Excel dashboard to have their daily assessments of their sales and inventory to make sure that the products are well monitored. In the sorting and filtering functions, the years from 2011 to 2021, product segments such as home care, personal care, and food and refreshments, and sales that the Unilever has for its product all over the world could be seen.
You can get from the available data, you can see here in our file, these are the sales revenues of Unilever from 2011 to 2021 with their corresponding product segments. So we use the count ifs and sum ifs formula to calculate the total sales for the years 2017 to 2021. And also the total sales for each of the product segments, such as the personal care, home care, and food and refreshments. So the count ifs and sum ifs functions are well utilized in solving the problem that the Unilever has at the moment. So these functions are specifically used to track the total sales that the company has from years 2017 to 2021 in order to monitor which year the company had the lowest sales and could quickly respond to them. The pivot chart and bar graphs allow us to have a better and easier view on the sales. The pivot chart and bar graph functions also allow the business for a quicker and convenient viewing of the large sets of data into summarized ones. So these functions mainly analyze numerical values in detail and answer unanticipated questions about the problem or said data. So that is all what we have for today. This has been Group Unilever. Thank you for listening.